If you are caught driving drunk, there's a pretty good chance, even in New Mexico, that you are in serious trouble. If you're caught driving drugged, there's a pretty good chance, especially in New Mexico, that you're not in much trouble at all. All kinds of buzzed out bozos are careening down the state's highways. But on tonight's special assignment, Katie Kim reports even if they're caught, the odds are high they'll get off the hook.
65 years young.
Hiking in the Sandias.
She was a very strong woman.
And gone too soon.
It was so tragic the way she died.
It's not normal.
That's wrong.
Tragedy struck in the worst possible way in July. Nancy Smith, a caregiver for the elderly, was driving east on I-40 near the Big I. Her son Gary says she was having car trouble and pulled over. Just as she was getting out of her car, police say 18-year-old Oscar Morales sideswiped Nancy's car, hitting and killing her instantly.
Go ahead and turn around for me.
It didn't take long for police to realize Morales was on something.
You're under arrest for DUI.
He later told police he smoked 2 bowls of spice before getting behind the wheel.
I'm thinking, why is this person on drugs? Why is this person on the highway?
Nancy's children may never get an answer. What they will get is a list of alarming statistics for drugged driving in New Mexico. Just ask the experts.
In the last year, I'd say approximately it's tripled.
Of the ones we test for drugs, 90% of them have drugs in their system.
From police officers on our roadways to scientists in our labs examining the evidence, there is no sugarcoating it. More and more people are driving while on drugs. And perhaps the only comfort for victims like Nancy's family is to see those drivers pay for what they've done. But here's something else just as concerning. In New Mexico, a lot of suspected drugged drivers will walk away without a DWI conviction. That's because proving drugged driving in court is much more difficult than drunk driving. With alcohol, a .08 means a driver is impaired. There is no set level like that in New Mexico for drugs.
We have to prove the standard for drugged driving is that they're incapable of safely driving a vehicle. That's an abstract standard, and what does that mean exactly?
That abstract standard has worked for some suspected drug drivers, like Jonathan Morgan. In 2009, he told state police he smoked pot before driving. He failed field sobriety tests, and a blood test proved he had marijuana in his system. But prosecutors say the defense was able to convince a jury that the pot did not impair Morgan's driving. Then there's Stacy Sanchez. He was pulled over for swerving one late night in Los Alamos. Again, prosecutors say Sanchez admitted to taking meth. Again, he performed poorly on tests. But come trial time, a judge threw out the DWI charge, saying prosecutors could not prove meth impaired Sanchez's ability to drive safely. For former lawman and Albuquerque State Rep Bill Rehm, the logic is beyond common sense.
If it's an illegal drug, it's illegal, period.
Representative Rehm has tried for years to pass a law in New Mexico that would mean an automatic DWI for drivers who have a trace amount of illegal drugs in their system. According to the Governor's Highway Safety Association, 18 states already have similar laws in place.
If you tested positive for cocaine, heroin, methamphetamine, or ecstasy, you are DWI.
His bill doesn't include marijuana or the most popular prescription drugs because of the pushback the bill has gotten over the years. Critics say there is no scientific evidence to prove drivers are impaired at these levels. Even Bernalillo County District Attorney Carrie Brandenburg says a new law isn't the answer.
We're not there yet. We don't have the research that we need. They have to have scientific validity or they can't be used in a court of law.
But police and scientists say setting presumed impairment levels for drugs would be a helpful tool in the fight against drugged driving. For Nancy Smith's family, they'll have to wait to see if justice is served in their case. The charges against the suspected drugged driver have been dropped while the DA builds a case against him. Until then,
Just have faith. That was her way of life.
On special assignment, Katie Kim, KRQE News 13.
Representative Rehm says he will try again next year to pass his drug impairment bill.